Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. We'll start with the final block of the second Zagreb Grand-Prix 2016.
Well, a very big welcome back to day 2 of this 2016 Zagreb Judo Grand-Prix, where we've seen some super judo so far, I've got to say. This historic city once again playing host to the first world ranking event since the Rio Olympic Games. We have many new faces starting their quest for Olympic glory in Tokyo in 4 years' time. And today, well, we've got 4 categories being contested. We'll start with the bronze medal matches. They're just about to happen. Joining me in the commentary position is Sheldon Franco-Rooks, and Sheldon is just about to tell us about who our first contest is, and it's going to be a bronze medal match.
A very good afternoon to you, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. And the opening contest, the first of the bronze medal contests, features Agata Ozdoba of Poland. She's up against Magdalena Kosakova of Austria. It's Ozdoba in the white judogi, Kosakova in blue. Guerrero De Patra of Italy. Guerrino De Patra of Italy is the referee in the middle for this one. And as we had yesterday, nice crowd.
It is a nice crowd, and obviously Saturday as well. We got more up there into the rafters, which is great. Always nice to see, and they're supporting their own as well. Croatia, I've got to say, having a great tournament so far. Already got 1 gold medal.
I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful, hot, sunny day outside, but they've got plenty in here.
Yeah,
they've done well.
Yeah, they have done very, very well.
May have something to do with that.
I think so. So Ozdoba is in white, and we've got Kosakova of Austria in blue. Well, we've seen some great judo, we really have. It's been so attacking stuff because a lot of these athletes have something to prove.
We're going to go over on the right side there. Ozdoba didn't. The Uchimata, she had the position for right-sided Uchimata. It didn't materialise. She probably felt something. Just bailed out of that attack.
Yeah, I think we're just saying that they've got something to prove. I think a lot of these on the international circuit for the first time, or certainly in a Grand Prix for the first time. And so this is their big opportunity. A lot of fighters having retired or just taking a well-earned rest after the Olympic Games, and now's your opportunity. We've had a strong Russian contingent out here, Germans and the French putting youngsters out, and so we've got some new matchups, which is pretty exciting as well. So extreme right-handed there, the Austrian Kosakova looking for the Osoto, very close with that. Yeah, I think you were right there. She's got extreme right stance, hasn't she, Kosakova?
Just the feeling that Ozdoba had on a couple of occasions now when she thought, no, I don't feel right. I'm not going for it. Can't remember who it was that she threw earlier on, Ozdoba, but beautifully. If we're going to see that again.
Well, she's got to be a little bit careful. Kosakova has come across with that Osoto a couple of times. And sometimes a little bit of resistance can just add to the power of the technique. So she's got to be careful. Action, reaction, of course, a massive part of our game.
Ooh, almost the counter. On the way down, just as the foot slipped off, the right leg of Kosakova slipped off, Ozdoba was almost in there with the actually was a counter. Not quite.
Yeah, she almost overreached, didn't she?
Thought about the Jujigatami on the way down there. She was in 2 minds. Couldn't go for the throw and ended up too far away from the attempted Jujigatami. Oh well.
Yeah, we've saw quite a few transitions, haven't we, from standing down to ground. Referees letting it go on today. I thought a little bit more than yesterday, so that's a good thing to see. We want to see them transitioning from standing down to ground.
single Shido against the Polish fighter. I wouldn't be too worried about it at the moment. Minute and a half left to go, and she's attacking strongly enough.
Yes.
Oh, it was the Taniotoshi against Basinski, where Basinski got
That's
a
what
foot
it was.
caught up.
Well, she
Yeah.
nearly did it there. Exactly the same
That's
thing
what
just nearly
reminded me.
happened.
Just
yeah.
saw the shape there.
Yeah.
That's what Kosakova will have to look out for. She was onto that so quickly against Basinski, Ochigari that time. And then over on the left, and again, the little Ochi on the way down. You know, she's a busy little fighter, isn't she, Ozdaba? Just getting the feeling that Kosakova is coming under a lot of pressure now. I've got to be careful to keep up her own rate of attacks. It's
Yeah.
not pretty.
No, it's not pretty, and sometimes it's about winning the match. But these two now into the last minute. 4-minute contest, of course, for women and 5 for the men. And it is almost Harai Makikomi there, very, very close. It's Ozdaba, isn't it, that's actually got to
Yeah.
do the attacking. She's the one that's just down.
That's right. But I felt that Shido coming. It was
Yeah.
just there. You know, we spoke about the French fighter yesterday being clever, Ben Aroche, as far as the tactics were concerned. There's the Taniotoshi. Didn't come off. And Ozdaba realised, hey, I've got to get going. She did. 3 or 4 good attacks. Kosakova was just off the pace. Then comes the Shido for the Austrian.
Yeah, well, it changes it all now. It means that Krasakova has to start attacking as well. Krasakova has come close with the Osoto a few times, but the more that Ozdaba feels it out, then it looks good for a counter technique. So Ozdaba probably slightly the stronger, but it's all evens at the moment coming into the last few seconds, almost there with the Ouchi. So it's going to be a golden score situation by the looks of it. So first bronze medal match, and we're going to see golden score, and then it will be any score on the board wins.
I'm not at all against the idea of seeing a little bit more of Ozdaba and Kosakova. It's been a nice battle, as I say. You know, when I say it's not pretty, it's a real battle. They are really going for it. It may not be technically at the highest level, but they're both putting out the best to the best of their abilities, and that's making it tense, making an interesting contest. I like this. So let's have a bit more.
Well, contest of 2 halves. We often see the golden score situation open up slightly different pace, doesn't it? And it goes, well, I don't want to carry on too long in this golden score. Quite often the golden scores are all decided within the first minute or the first attack. Let's have a look, see what happens.
4 minutes of high performance, high energy judo given out there. Nice attack there on the right side from Kosakova. Really threatened Ozdaba on that right side.
It was a close one. It was definitely borderline. You've got to land them on their side, of course, to get the Yuko. And going for the Juji this time, and Ozdaba tries the Tomonagi and the Juji Katami combination, and we've seen that a lot last couple of days. Of course, very vogue at the moment. Almost the Osoto again. Wow. Well, we know that it's either going to be the Osoto that's going to score or the Taniotoshi, which is going to be the counter attack. There it is. Saying that, and a counter attack there from Krasakova, wins the bronze medal, first bronze medal of the evening, and it was close over.
Успех за Magdalénu
Both fighters were
Korsakov.
open. They were both going for something. As you attack, you run the risk of Kosakova didn't stop attacking during not only the normal period of time, but in the golden score period, and the same for Ozdaba. They were both open, bang, 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 backward and forward, and eventually the opening came, and it was Kosakova who was able to take it over.
Absolutely, and you can see it here. It was a poor attack, poor balance, and yeah, she was off balance as she was coming in. Didn't get the leg central, and then of course she gets countered with the Kosoto. So good opportune stuff there, and Krasakova, she gets the bronze medal. Well deserved it was, but both of them fought very, very hard throughout that whole match.
Well, that's a nice start to the final block. Lots of effort. I mean, that's what you want to see. A fighter going out there and really putting everything into it. Good start. Right, we've got the second of the bronze medal contests coming up. Rotem Shor of Israel faces Andrea Leszki of Slovenia. Shor in the white judogi, Leszki in blue. Shor will have had the benefit in the lead up to the Olympic Games of training with Yarden Jerby. Not bad preparation.
Well, no, it's all good preparation. And the whole of this Israeli team that's here, men and women, they're all training at the National Centre, of course, near to Tel Aviv. And they're all training together, just as the Slovenians are training together. It's all a tight group. But the good thing here, of course, is that we're seeing a lot of the younger ones being given a chance at this event. Israel doing very, very well so far. They've got a hatful of medals, and I think they're going to get a few more as well today. So just looking in now, they've got 3 medals already and still plenty more in store. So Shor is in white and Leszki of Slovenia is in blue.
You're just going to miss out on the under-23 European Championships, which are coming up in a month or so time in Tel Aviv. Rotem Shor is now 23, so she's aged out.
Just a little bit out. That's the under-23 Europeans, isn't it, in Tel Aviv?
Shani Hershko is a coach in the chair, and he's telling me it's going to be a great event, a super event.
Well, very first Cadet European Championships that I ever fought was in Tel Aviv in 1974. That dates me, doesn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. It does. I was only 2.
Still won it.
She's got to get a head up, hasn't she, Short? Leszki at the moment dominating.
Just had a better grip there, didn't she?
Yep, she did. Right hand coming up of Leszki there, just trying to dominate their head, and now over the top, something's going to happen. It's an ippon. Oh, that's what's going to happen. Oh, Chigari, and she paid the price to that big right arm coming over, didn't she? Yeah, big right arm this time of Shor. Over the top, hooked in for the Ouchi and drove off that back leg.
Strong finish.
Well, Shani Hershko will be very, very happy about that.
There's some power in there.
Well, there is, and he's winning medals hand over fist. He said to me yesterday, he said we won more medals in the build-up to the Olympic Games, as well as the 2 medals that they won at the Olympic Games, Israel. They won more medals at the build-up, the 4-year build-up, than ever before in Grand Prix or Grand Slam tournaments. So, which is testament to him and his coaching.
Shani leaves Rotem for a little bit of autograph signing. There are some really likeable fighters on the IJF World Tour. Rotem Shor is one of the youngest and one of the most approachable, easy to chat to, really good young fighter.
Well, she was having her head dominated, then she came over the back there. Chigari just drove off the back there, and of course we saw that Leszki was trying to pull her in for the counter, and it just stiffened everything up, didn't it? And as soon as it stiffened up there, she just gets taken backwards. Massive Chigari. Look how she drives off the back leg, just changes the position of it, pushes off it, and directs her onto her back for the ippon. Head direction as well. Head always determines direction. She was looking directly at the mat, and that's exactly where she landed.
Leshki tries to hook in there for the left Kosotagaki at first, and it leaves her in a bad position.
I think that's what stiffened it.
Yeah, because Shaw was already heading in that direction. It was, coincidental, but there was no way off it. Once she launched, as Neil says, driving off that back leg. Too powerful. Right, we come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Karolina Talach of Poland faces Diana Zhigaros of Russia. It'll be Talach in the white Jirogi, Zhigaros in blue. There was disappointment for the Russians in the under 63 kilo category in Rio, where Ekaterina Valkova, their pick, failed to come up with the goods. She was a little bit flat-footed. They had expected a little bit more of her. Oh well, that's the way it works out sometimes.
Well, especially at the Olympics, because it tends to happen there.
Nezhetskaya in that Russian crowd, down on the left-hand side, and the bronze medal winner as well from the under 57 kilo category. What a terrific performance she put in there yesterday. Natalia Golomirova, who really went to town on Safo Choban of Germany. Don't know if you remember that.
I do.
I do. Safo's trying to forget it.
She's had injuries as well, hasn't she?
Poor, she's.
Well, Zhigaros here in blue, just to differentiate between the two here. Talaka in white, and similar world rankings here. So we'll talk about world rankings, how important they are, even at this early stage. Their world rankings will change here because they'll pick up valuable world ranking points, and it'll mean the difference of where they're going to be situated as far as seeding's concerned at the next events that they come to. So it makes a difference for the first 2 years, and then we have a 2-year qualification period going into, well, it will be, of course, Tokyo. But they're 66, Talak, and 63 world rankings, so it's going to make a big difference here. World ranking points will take them up a few notches. Like you said, disappointment for the Russians at the Olympic Games, but putting their young ones out here.
They're having a good time of it as well, the Russians. They seem to be enjoying the group that are here together. They look, I wouldn't say tight-knit. That sounds as though they're trying to keep people out. They're just enjoying themselves and having a good time.
I think it's like any group, isn't it, when they're all together for a long period of time and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nezhetskaya is a bubbly character. Golomirova, had a good day of it yesterday, and they've generally, been quite happy. There's some of the Russian coaching staff as well.
Big advice. I don't know what happened there. Something on the edge. Of course, there's video referee. We know that, and there's a penalty there for Zhigaros. Sori Surukumigoshi now from the Russian, and straight into the attack. Just a little bit of poor edge play there, just cost of that Shido.
There's not the same kind of intensity around the Russian coaching staff, this group. When Makarov and Gamba and that sort of, those sorts of people, Tau around, you get the feeling that, one slip and you're home.
Siberia.
Yeah, right. Some of them do live in Siberia anyway.
They do, indeed.
Tumen.
Has a tough cause, because I liked it. Tumen was a nice place.
Not in January, though.
No, not in January.
We got the Echo Challenge there.
Oh, goodness. In that case.
Oh.
Well, Talak just ahead now. She's got a Yuko score on the board, and the Russian now really having to come forwards. Left against right here, and Talak trying with that Oguruma leg right the way across there, and that little bit of range just beating the Russian to it. Two poles in this category, and there was a possibility of two on the rostrum, but it's not going to happen because Krasikova put paid to that in the bronze medal match with Ozdoba. Guaranteed gold or silver though, and she's winning this at the moment. I'd say the attacks, Sheldon, here just a little bit more positive here from Talak. Bit stronger as well.
Well, she's had the benefit of seeing her teammate go out there, and despite the fact that she lost out in her bronze medal contest, well, maybe she is determined that she's not going to lose out here. Leads by Yuko with a little over half a minute left to go. Zagreb not really making any impression.
No impression at all. Finding it difficult to get a first attack in there, and a little bit of desperation with the Yoko Tomai. Good to see them going directly down into Newaza. Anything that is progressive will be allowed to carry on. Didn't think they quite had enough time. Got stood up a few times yesterday where I thought, well, they could have let it carry on, and they have been letting it carry on today. So I think Frankie de Moor obviously had a word with them and done something, said something. So she's got to come forwards now. Zagreb of Russia. It's all over. That Yuko is enough, and Poland have got a gold medal.
Well, there was disappointment for her teammate Ozdaba losing out in her bronze medal match, but Talak doesn't make the same mistake. She gets Yuko, manages to avoid any slip-ups, and ends up taking the gold medal.
Second gold medal to Poland. They had one yesterday, so second one, and that puts them almost on par with France, but France still ahead with 2 bronzes as well. So a really good result for Poland, and a great one for Talak here. And that Yuko was enough there, but the Russian never really got into it. Zagreb not in the match. Had a problem to attack and to get a full attack in, but this lady here had some nice attacks. They were strong, and she always looked like scoring.
I like the autograph box that they've got down there.
Well, it makes it special, doesn't it? And also a lot of the young fighters won't be used to signing autographs, so better get their autographs sorted out.
And interviews ready.
Exactly.
Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this one.
There's the Komigosh from the Russian there, and Zagreb driving off her legs there, but nowhere near the back. That driving Sodi needs the Kazushi hand, needs that pulling hand to work at the same time. Well, I'm not so sure that wasn't the actual score there as well. Did she get taken backwards? She did. So actually that Sodi Komigoshi was the... Well, it worked against her there, because it was Talak that put her onto her back to get that Yuko score. A little bit of dancing in the crowd.
Brigitte, you have been caught dancing. Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 73 kilo category. Abi Kamkoyev of Russia faces Tohar Butbul of Israel. It'll be Kamkoyev in the white judogi and Butbul in blue. John Young-chun is the referee in the middle for this one.
Well, the crowd definitely enjoying this. They really are. It's been entertainment all the way. You had a little bit to say about Kankoyev, didn't you, earlier? A former cadet world champion, been out for a little while, or not made this level, and we were talking about the comparisons, weren't we, Sheldon?
His teammate in 2009 at the Cadet World Championships has gone on to win the Olympic Games, Hassan Kalmuzayev. Kamkoyev, for whatever reason, it could be injuries or it could be a little bit of lost form or just hasn't progressed in the same way, had a little bit of a struggle earlier on at the Zagreb Grand Prix, so it doesn't necessarily follow that if you nail the cadet world championships, 6 or 7 years later you're going to be flying Olympic colours.
No, exactly. And I think certainly from a junior perspective that there is a correlation, but not from a cadet, though. Kobalev was the second person to actually make that transition. Nice Sianagi there from Kamkaev. He had a nice Sianagi in his earlier rounds, really nicely. He went really, really deep, didn't he?
And there was one where the fighter stepped over it and he came up with some Ashiwazra as well. So,
yeah.
It's his go-to technique, isn't it?
Certainly well up on the attacks. No score on the board yet. Butbull will have to get on the pace here because he's fallen behind and he will be penalised if he doesn't attack. Sianagi again. Like lightning. Certainly a lot better than we've seen him even earlier on today. Nice change of direction there with the Kouchi. Butbull will be penalised, I think. I think he's going to get the Shido. Well, we've gone a good minute and a half at the moment, and Kamakaev has been attacking non-stop. Butbull hasn't attacked yet, and still no penalty, so don't quite get that. You could say, well, he needs to be the first one in, and you can't attack if somebody's attacking you all the time, but it's up to you to take the initiative. Here we go. So 2 minutes
now
in.
He picks one up.
Yeah, now he picks up a penalty.
Mr. John just giving him that little bit of extra time. Neil spotting the passivity a bit earlier, and then Mr. John deciding, yeah, okay, we'll penalise him.
I think sometimes they can't hear us, Shell. I do.
Yeah, that earpiece that they've got in is not
it's not picking up.
Connected to our broadcast. Half the contest gone. Single Shido picked up by Butbull. It's Kamkoev who has the slight advantage, being penalty free at the moment.
Oh, look at that. There's a great example, isn't there? Action-reaction there. Gets a Yuko for it, but I don't think it was, and I think it's been taken off.
Yeah, you're right.
He turns onto his front, so just a little bit. It's got to be the side, of course, to get the Yuko, but great change of direction there. Pulls forward and then changes the direction for the Kouchi. Good attack this time from Butbull. Sodisura Komigoshi on the left. Tries for the Yoko Otoshi off to the side there, so tries to go over the other flank, Kamakaev. Oh, that's a good counter. Look at that. You left Sodi Surakomigoshi there from Kamkaev, and Butbull. In fact, Butbull was the one with the Sodi, and it was Kamakaev with the counter. There's the Sodi. Look how he changes it there. One of them's already in, and even though it was partly out there, it started in, and so it counts. Wazari scored.
There's something about Kamkoev, just something about him that's nice to watch. A skillful little fighter.
I think he's got a lot of potential. It's one of those kind of feelings, somebody with a lot of potential, but at the moment he's almost fighting like a cadet.
Yeah,
that's the feeling I get.
And do you know what concerns me about him? But look at his stance now. It is, he's got a certain shape which says, I'm not interested anymore. He's breathing heavy. His conditioning doesn't look good. So for me, I think there is a question mark as to his preparedness for this event. I'm not absolutely convinced that he gets pulled around here, and this is from football. You go a little bit further up the pecking order.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. He doesn't look conditioned, and he certainly, from a tactical point of view, is all over the place. In fact, I thought he should have got the second penalty. He's going to get it now, for sure, but I think that should be 3 penalties now, because he's just running away, he's dropping.
And he did this in the previous contest.
He did do it in the previous contest.
I'm going to put it down to his not being fully fit, and they've decided, this is either a comeback match for him, a comeback event, and in 1 or 2 events it'll be back up to top fitness and proper preparedness. But if this is him, you can see it, he's not interested, he doesn't want to know. But if this is him when he's not prepared
no, exactly. And again, if we had that kind of double penalty situation, he would have been gone. He would have lost this match.
He may yet go.
Yeah, well, exactly. 5 seconds to go, and he's going to let it run out. I know he is. Holding on by the skin of his teeth there, and well, there was Harry on the board, but
I think that's the 3rd time.
Yeah.
I think that's the 3rd time that we've seen him do this today, which is score and then backpedal for the rest of the contest. And I really think it comes down to the fact that there are 2 things going on there. He's a skillful fighter, which means he can throw people. He hasn't banged them over for Rip on everything, but he's scored. And then every time he's had to dig from way down to try and hang in there to almost steal the contest, if you like. It's not an attractive thing. He's ended up as the winner here and the bronze medalist there, but I don't think he's fit and ready.
No, certainly a lot to improve there. Condition is one thing, and I think also just a feeling that it looked a little bit young. The performance was young. It was
not polished.
It was a junior performance almost, and certainly when he gets to the more established seniors, then it's going to it will beat him.
They could knock him about.
I think so. But anyway, a well-deserved medal. It was a good score. It was a well-deserved Wazari, and so Russia pick up a medal. Kimakayev of Russia wins that bronze medal.
Well, coming up next is the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 73 kilo category. We're going to see Sukrob Tursunov of Uzbekistan. He'll be up against Akil Zhakova of Kosovo. It'll be Tursunov in the white judogi and Zhakova in blue. And maybe there's a point about Zhakova that you might want to bring up.
Well, you were talking about it earlier, wasn't it, about his sister, and just the fact that she'll be out there watching and cheering her brother on. Absolutely, yeah.
Hoping to join her as one of the medal winners and join Kosovo as one of the medal winners as the first male, because they've had the females taking medals. We had 2 this weekend. Fiola Kelmendi on the right hand side. The Olympic champion didn't compete here. Her cousin, Mylinda Kelmendi, she didn't compete. And then we had Distra Krasniki in the under 52 kilo category. Nora Zhakova herself has already medaled, but it will be the first IGF Judo World Tour medal if Akil Zhakova,
if he does it.
And there's a big if, because Uzbeks aren't going to fly over here just for a holiday. He's come here, to show his worth to Tursunov.
Tursunov is in white, and Zhakova is in blue here. And Sheldon's right, he'll be here, big arm over the top there. You can see the way he's just started there very, very confidently, and straight into the attack there with the Newaza. Is he going to hook into the arm? He needs to just hook him off the leg. Referee will allow the Newaza if it's progressive. Look at the kids there. That's nice to see, isn't it? All with their books to sign, just waiting for the medalist to come off. Big left arm over the top there from Tursunov. Jakova will have to start just trying to initiate the technique, which means he'll have to win the grip first of all. Even if it is gripping in. That was a gripping in. Osoto there, straight off the grip. Just look how he just takes hold there. Osoto Gary almost catches him by surprise. So a clear indicator of what gripping in is. So you grip up straight away. Some fighters will have one hand on and catch the second one on the way in as they're moving in. That big left hand over the top there from Tursunov could cause him a few problems, Jakova, especially if he changes direction all of a sudden.
He's a little bit watchful at the moment, Tursunov. I think he's felt the threat from Jakova. He just stepped back a little bit. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's not quite what I expected there. And, well, Jakova, he's let Jakova come back into this because he was dominating it, Tursunov. Well, the Kosovan coach must be very, very happy because not only medal yesterday, but also, of course, he was in the chair with Kelmendi when she became Olympic champion. Must be a great feeling for a coach. There's the arm over again. Needs to go to the other flank, but every time the arm comes over and he feels the danger, Jakova just doing exactly the right thing, just attacking off it. Halfway through the contest here, 2:28 still to go. Now, is he going to do the Kosoto? That's... Oh, look at that! That was close. Oh, well, there was the Zantaraya technique there, the Uchimata Uranagi, the front Uranagi. We're trying to give it a name at one stage. It's halfway between Uranagi and Uchimata, but somebody pointed out that it was most definitely Uranagi from the front.
Zantaraya, a very special fighter.
Well, special because they have a special talent of turning something that was nothing into something, and it's something that you can't learn by doing all your Ichikomi and your Nagikomi. Oh, there was the change. All right, he really changed that direction there. That arm over the back always was going to be the danger, and that change of direction was in the end what took Jakova over. He really did make a mistake there. He was defending so well, and Tursunov then just took him with the Kosoto. Great change of direction.
We were talking about the amount of entertainment that we've had so far, and again, you know, we're not talking about, you know, the top of the tree here, these fighters, but they've been able to provide us with some super entertainment.
Yeah, both days it's been fantastic. We've seen great Ippons, and I think the most important thing, Sheldon, is that we've seen them going for the big Ippon, which is what our game is all about. It's all about scoring Ippon. It's about the different ways of scoring Ippon, because like you said, 3 different ways in Newaza, but look, I've got 1,000 ways to throw somebody, you know, and that was one particular one. Change of direction, took him over the other flank. A little bit like going down the left wing instead of the right wing. So, great example of it, and a well-deserved bronze medal there for Uzbekistan.
Tursunov gets to have his moment signing autographs for the youngsters. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this contest.
Yep, that was the end of it really for Zhakova. Zhakova there just reacted in the wrong direction. Through the hips forwards and took him over the other flank. That big left hand over the back was what dominated the back there, and then he used the sleeve grip as well to help direct him over. Great aerial view of it as well. You can see that he lands on the points of his shoulders there. No doubt that it was an Ippon. Well controlled all the way through the execution, and that's exactly what it was in the end. Look at the hips being pushed forwards. Chakova will have to wait his moment to get that first male gold medal for Kosovo, but a well-deserved 5th place.
Didn't happen, did it? Tursunov left absolutely delighted with that. Right, we come now to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Dmytro Kanivets of Ukraine faces Tommy Macias of Sweden. It's Kanivets in the white judogi, Macias in blue.
We were talking, weren't we, about this match just before we came on air, and you were saying that you thought might be just one step too, you know, a little bit in advance for Tommy Macias. Done great to be in this final, first ever Grand Prix final, certainly from a senior perspective anyway. But here he is against very experienced Dmytro Kanivets of the Ukraine.
Kanivets, for me, has just shown that little bit more. He appears to be the more likely to take this. It's a big stage for Macias to be on. He's done extremely well to get himself into the final of an IJF Judo World Tour Grand Prix. And now he has to go just one more step and see if he can overcome Kanivets. For me, it's a step too far. But we'll see.
Well, you never can tell. But the thing I do like about Macias is that he plays the game a little bit and plays from a tactical point of view. Just 20 seconds gone, and there's already a Shido up there to Kanivets. So Kanivets gets a Shido, and I think it was the pistol grip. We're just Sheldon just making the end of the sleeve thing to me, but I just missed it.
Some kind of gripping infringement in any event. Sometimes you can accidentally trap a finger inside and get penalised for that. I think, however, Neil's quite right. It was the what we refer to as the pistol grip, taking the end of the sleeve and wrapping that up.
The strange thing is they haven't been penalising that for quite a few of the events, and such strong gripping, you know, and I have my own kind of views on gripping. I think that if they want people to throw, if you're very skillful, dominant at different grips, I think they should allow as many different grips as possible. That's my own opinion. I don't think they should restrict it, and that way then we'll see a lot more Ippons, because if you dominate the grip, you dominate the match. Straight in for the shimiwaza, that's across the face. Or was he going for the juju? I think he might have been going for the arm lock there, Kanivets. They're waving to you.
I missed that. Sorry, kids.
So great support here in the stadium and a great audience, making this tournament the success that it is, as well as the great judo, of course. Macias at the moment dominating the gripping. Canivets trying to get his head up, but it's one Shido each. It's all even. It's just a minute and a half gone.
I think what the Croatians have done, not just at this Grand Prix, but at the events that they've staged here, is to demonstrate that you don't need a massive team to put on a good event. What you do need is exceptionally hard workers, and they've got a small but competent team to run the Grand Prix. Herroya Lindy is in there, an experienced competition manager.
Yeah, it's about management, isn't it? And it's been managed tremendously well, really well organised, and a lovely audience as well to boot. Well, Canivets now has to get on the pace a little bit here. I think Macias is just beating him to the attack. There's another one. Oh, he gets countered now, though. Was that down? Oh, he might just be in trouble here. For 1 millisecond there, I thought he was almost tapping out there, Macias. Well, he can arm lock as well, Canivets. Just give him half an opportunity and he's on it, but I think it looks to me as if Macias just a little bit nervous out there. One of the problems, of course, and I've said this earlier in the day to Sheldon, that one of the big problems is when you're out there, you can't actually feel, we can't as commentators or the coaches sometimes, you can't really feel the guy and how physically strong they are, how good their gripping is. It's something that you only feel when you're out there, and so if you're not attacking sometimes, that's the reason why. So a little bit of a lackluster contest here, but Canivets just ahead with the Yuko scored. Bit of a scrappy Yuko. And now it's up to Macias there. Tomanegi has to break the balance with that. Anything sacrifice has to break balance. Well, it's the Kosoto that scored. And I must admit that in the fracas there, just missed the actual score. He landed on his side there quite clearly. Referee absolutely correct. Drop Sianagi this time from Canivets.
You see, there's not a massive gap between Canivets and Macias. Just the feeling that I had throughout the day that Canivets had this one kind of nail. He came in there as the number one seed anyway. There was a degree of confidence throughout his in the prelims, quarterfinal, semi-final, and he just had something about him that I felt was a little bit stronger than Macias. It's not done and dusted. There's well over a minute left to go. He just looks to be in a kind of a comfort zone.
Yeah, it's almost just controlling the match, isn't it, even in defence. But it'd be interesting now to see what happens in this last minute, because we watch them go into defensive mode. Like I say, a little bit of a lacklustre contest there. Both of them just that little bit nervous of each other. First final, first major one. This is the gold medal contest, remember. .44 seconds left of the contest. Canivets just ahead.
Well, it'll be a first gold medal for Canivets at an IGF Judo World Tour event, if he can do it. He picked up a silver earlier in the year when he won his first ever IGF Judo World Tour medal in Budapest. Here he is again.
Yeah, like you say, it's becoming quite consistent, and I think that what we'll do is we'll see quite a few of these winning medals on a regular basis, but they're going to have a lot of head-to-heads with different people. That's what we saw, wasn't it? The head-to-heads with some of them. I mean, Kayla Harrison and Egia, for example, I think it was up to 16 or 17 times that they fought each other in competition, which is amazing, really, and no wonder they get to know each other.
Well, this is the last roll of the dice here for Macias. Canivets just being that little bit defensive now, but it's not surprising. He's got the score on the board, clock running down. He's ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, 7 seconds left. One Shido up there to Canivets. He won't mind about that. That'd be the second one, but that doesn't matter. It's all over, and the gold medal then, the gold medal just goes to Canivets of the Ukraine, so well-deserved gold medal for them. Macias, you were right.
I think he showed a bit of that during the day, though, didn't he? He gave us a good look at him. He was compact, competent. He never looked flashy. Just had the feeling that he had this one.
Well, Sweden, first medal for Sweden at this tournament. Always nice to see the Swedes winning major medals. Silver medal there, and Canivets and Macias, I'm sure, going to meet each other quite a bit on this world tour. Kids are going to catch him. They're not going to let him go, not easily anyway. Well, Canivets, just a Yuko in the end with that match. Here we've got the highlights. I don't think either one of them was really opening up. It was a bit of a tactical match in the end. This is what scored the Yuko. Scrappy Yuko there. Macias just made a slight error and gets taken onto his side. Almost with that shimiwaza there across the face. I was looking at the shimiwaza actually on the original take of this and just missed the Yuko.
See, it's an untidy score, but not from Canivets. Macias is the one who gets kind of caught up and trapped here, but if you look at the way that Canivets follows him and stays with him, he takes advantage of that slip, doesn't he? Here we're going to have a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, he actually swept the legs away,
yeah.
and he directed him. He knew exactly where he wanted him.
And
so
the foot stays in there, and it's an untidy score that Canivets really takes advantage of. He's not a bad boy. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category. Let's take a look at the medal winners. The bronze medals go to Magdalena Kasapova of Austria and to Rotem Shore of Israel. The silver medal goes to Diana Zhigaros of Russia. The gold medal goes to Karolina Talach of Poland.
yeah, well-deserved gold medal for Talach. She had the better Zhigaros of Russia, just on top of her all the time for the duration and just first into the attack every time. Just did what she had to do.
We were talking about Hervoje Lindy, and there he was, presenting the Czechs there. Now the national anthem of Poland. Huge smile on Tanek's face there. Second time we've heard the Polish national anthem, isn't it?
Second time, absolutely. Yep, second gold medal for Poland. And, well, that puts them in second place in the medals so far. There's confirmation. Telek of Poland there gets the gold medal. And Zhigoros of Russia gets a silver. Krasakova of Austria and Shaw of Israel get the bronzes.
It was Karolina Pienkowska yesterday. I'd quite forgotten that. Seems like ages ago. Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 70 kilo category. Aleksandra Samadzic of Bosnia-Herzegovina faces Anna Bernholm of Sweden. It's the battle of the blondes there. Samadzic in the white judogi, Bernholm in blue. Kostini Balázs of Hungary is the referee in the middle for this one.
Well, Anna Bernholm of Sweden is just feeling her feet in the new weight category of under 70 kilograms. And Samadzic of Bosnia, her opponent, and she's coming out. She's world ranked 46, and Bernholm 54 in the new weight category, but looking good in it. You know, she just lost in the semi-final, but I think she did lose to Barbara Matic, and Matic just had a number, but I think that's not a bad effort, certainly, as you pointed out, in the semi-final in first Grand Prix in a new weight category.
I think she would have been delighted at, you know, if she can medal here, then she would have been delighted if she could have had that at 63. But to get it when you've moved up to a new weight category, that's a real bonus. Slightly taller, Samadzic, than Bernholm, but Bernholm is the one who's got the greater degree of experience, not in this weight category, but just on the IJF Judo World Tour circuit.
Yeah, we were talking about the difference in the balance, and when you've got a different weight mass as well, the techniques operate just that little bit differently, so you have to adjust. It's all about adjustment. But when you see a lot of people, a lot of fighters, when they do go up a weight category, you kind of see something in their mind in their judo that kind of clicks over. Once they've made the adjustment, then that's when they start to get the results. We saw it, didn't we, for Zantaraya? We've seen it with Sobirov as well. Yeah, Sobirov took a lot longer than Zantaraya. Zantaraya, connected easier, but it happens.
Lipiteliani is talking about moving up to 100 kilos, by the way.
Is that right? Is that what he's decided?
Well, he's talking about it to go from 90 to 100.
Well, I think he's got the right kind of shape for it. I think sometimes you can be the wrong shape for a move up into a different weight class. Certainly for me, 81 kilograms wouldn't have suited. 78 was a good one for me. It's the 3 kilo difference, but it's not just that. You're talking about difference in height as well. and the height wouldn't have suited me.
Well, the last time, if I'm not mistaken, the last time that Mr. Lipitiliani ventured into the 100 kilo area, Mr. Gazimov put him to sleep. So
Right.
he may want to think twice before he mixes it with the big fellas.
Well, Burholm here really plugging away with the Uchimata and left, and she did one of those, didn't she, in the earlier round, in fact in the final of the repechage, where she actually turned, in fact it was the quarter-final, and she turned an Ouchi there, to Uchimata into an Ouchigari, and scored a well-deserved counter and a big score. So Burholm left-handed, and she's against the right-handed Samadic. Pressure on all the time. Now have a look how she changes direction. Tries the Sumagaeshi this time. Coming up to the last minute. They've just done 3 minutes. I'd say Burholm just ahead on attacks, but still no score up there. Burholm again. Hips across. Needs to change the direction, Burholm. It worked for her before with the Ouchi. She's got a good hip movement, good Uchimata, and a change of direction is what's going to get her the score. 44 seconds to go in this bronze medal contest. Oh, Samadic has caught her. Uchimata. And she gets a Wazari with it, and she's directly into the hold down. Didn't manage to hold her there. Burholm, 22 seconds left in this contest.
What did she catch her with? Oh,
well, it was Uchimata, but it was almost catch-can Uchimata, wasn't it? Because we're talking about opposites, and one of the problems, of course, is the Sakeshi situation. 15 seconds to go here, and now Samadic just arms out defence. A little drop to the floor there. 9 seconds to go.
There comes Bernholm with one last roll of the dice. Chance for a Maki Komi, but she really tightens up at the end. She goes almost tortoise-like into a shell to defend there. And that's it. 5th place for Bernholm, but it's a bronze medal to Alexandra Samadzic, and what a cheer she's got from the Croatian crowd. Popular medal winner, Alexandra Samadzic. And just let me tidy up very, very quickly on something that I said during the broadcast there. When Valem Lepatiliani went up to mix it with the big boys in the under 100 kilos, it was Ramzidin Saidov of Uzbekistan that gave him a little bit of a sleeper. That's what it was.
Well, it's, sometimes takes a little while just to adapt to certain differences in weight and balance, like I say. And I think that certainly Burholm will be happy with the performance. It was a good performance in a new weight category. This is how it happened, and the Uchimata there that Burholm has been coming in for time and time again, and it didn't quite work there. Uchimata over.
A few wags have come to ask us who is it that's sitting with Tomislav Marjanovic, which I thought was hilarious because it's Tomislav Marjanovic who's sitting with Maran Cilic, the winner of the US Open tennis championships.
Watching judo.
Well, yeah, and I said it's Maran Cilic who's sitting with Tomislav Marjanovic.
Get it right.
Right, coming up next, Gershak Sabina of Hungary faces Anka Pogacnik of Slovenia. It's Gershak in the white judogi, Pogacnik in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Khaled Ali Anwar of Egypt. He's refereed well, you know.
Yeah, well, we have to do it. You know, with the referees, we had obviously all the referees, saying 20 referees were all the Grand Prix, all the Grand Slam tournaments leading up to the Olympic Games, and of course now it's got to be the ones that have been just held at bay, and they're the ones that are going to be refereeing all the way up now. So it's all about training the referees as well. We need consistency, and that's what we're getting here. I must say that we've got consistency of performance from the fighters and the referees as well.
Well, we did have another Egyptian referee who refereed at a top level. He was the Olympic silver medalist from Los Angeles, Muhammad Ali Rashwan, the big man. Moved smoothly from one part of the tatami to another.
Yeah, didn't he? He really did, and was unfortunate to fight the great Yamashita, of course, in that final. Well, Gersak is in white here. Pagniak of Slovenia is in blue. Looking a little bit nervous, these two, just a tad. Drops Sianagi there. It's going to be a score. Yuko scored.
She was tight on the top. Gershak couldn't get away from that. And as Pogacnik just began to force there, push off the feet, the top half was still wrapped up, couldn't get off that.
Yeah, that drive is what's needed. You've got to drive off the, and it always goes off the support leg. The support leg, whether it's an uchimata that goes up the middle or whether you've got to drive off to the side.
I like Gershak. One of the nicest fighters on the circuit.
Well, she's very upright, isn't she? And that's what just cost her there, actually.
Nice strong judo for a young fighter.
So good tactics here from the Slovenian. Pogacnik fighting well, pinning the sleeve, and then in for the drop Sianagi again.
Time. This is the thing that Gershak's coach is going to try to put across to her. Take your time. You're a Yuko down. You've got nice techniques. You're fit, strong, healthy. Take your time. Well, apart from the back injury, beg your pardon.
Yeah, you were talking about the back injury, and sometimes you have to look at why somebody would have a back injury like that, and it might be anything to do with posture or something she's doing in training.
Growing. You mentioned that earlier on.
Yeah.
The workload for youngsters can at times be too much. Just give them that little bit too much to do.
Yeah, agreed with that. And the kind of weight training that's done too early can be a big mistake. But
I'm not saying that that's in the case of Gershak, but
absolutely. But just some of the situations.
Yeah.
So Gersak with an extreme left-handed grip here, but just being taken down and beaten to the attack every time. So she's not actually using the stance that she has and the dominant grip. She's just being beaten to the attack. One Yuko in it.
Tomorrow's champions there, look. A few of them.
Well, tactics again, isn't it? And this Slovenian machine, and I'm talking generally with the whole group. They are good fighters, they're good tactically, and they fight right to the very end, don't they? They really do. Yeah, arm stiff now. Penalty should have been there, I think, way earlier, actually, because she's been on the retreat for perhaps a minute. And the Hungarians up there in the stand saying, well, that's a little bit premature, that. That's got to be another one.
There.
Yeah, it's got to be another one. Referee got to give it.
Well, there's no attack, so picked up a second penalty. 20-odd seconds left to go.
And this, again, we've said it, haven't we, how many times? Look at that. She just walked onto that. Ippon given there, and she just walked on to Sotomaka Komi. She had to go forward, I guess, but it was a situation where the whole match was totally different because Gersak had to come forwards, trying to make up that deficit. But in the end, just walks onto an attack.
You know, I'm going to give credit to Pogacnik for setting that up. She catches her with 2 penalties very, very quickly, and all of a sudden you've got Gersak running on. Now, we talk about tactics. If you wanted to set something up, that's the way that you do it. She may have just suckered her in there.
Well, she did sucker her in, didn't she? Just took advantage of it. She knew she had to come forwards, but, and like I said before, the thing is, if she was in danger of being disqualified, it would have been a bit different because she would have had to have attacked. So, the tactics won for her because the rules allowed it. And look at that, she goes in for the Soto, and then Soto Makakomi was the counter.
It's possible that we may have a look at that from one more angle. Look at where Gersak is. Look, it's too easy for the turn. She's not in the best position for bringing off that technique. The only thing that can happen from there is for to get this turned against you. Pogacnik only needs to make a small adjustment, and all of a sudden she's in the driving seat.
Yeah, and I think you're right, though, Sheldon. I think she just pulled her in and just said, give me your best shot, and she gave her best shot, and it wasn't good enough, and she got countered. There's
Tomislav Marjanovic sitting up there with Maran Cilic. Croatian sporting heroes. Well, that's the first time that we've heard that kind of cheer, and it's no surprise. It's for Barbara Matic of Croatia. She faces Katarzyna Klis of Poland. It'll be Klis in the white judogi, Matic in blue.
Well, I can tell you the crowd absolutely rising to Matic. They just love Matic. She's out there now with the whole crowd behind her, almost anyway. So Katarzyna Klis will know that.
Completely different sound in the arena, isn't there?
Yeah, totally. 2 times they fought before, and Matic the winner on both occasions.
Bad news for Klis then, especially at home.
Well, every time she flinches here, she's going to get the crowd up on their feet. So lots of supporters.
Including her sister.
Including her sister up there in the crowd.
Who, in her own right, is going to get the same kind of support tomorrow. The Youth Olympic Games winner, Brigitte Matic. It'll be her turn tomorrow.
Well, she's not going to have it easy here with Klis, is she? She's really not.
Yeah.
Great fighter, Klis, and becoming stronger every time we see her out there. She's ranked 19 in the world, actually. She's ranked 5 places ahead of Matic at the moment, but that doesn't really mean anything as far as their head-to-heads are concerned. Good Uchimata there from Matic. Matic in blue.
Kliss is going to be in trouble if Matic really launches with that Uchimata. It was slightly tentative. She tried to hop in there, and Kliss was able to ride that one. But if Matic launches...
Well, there's a real confidence, isn't there? But look at that, almost caught her there. And, well, Sheldon's holding his arm here. I can tell you that was a bit suspect on the arm. Look how she wraps the arm up.
See, if the arm goes the other way there...
Could have been dangerous. It really could.
That time it went under the body. That's okay. If that stays out straight...
Well, they're just waiting, aren't they? Who do you think they're waiting for? Good match, though. Drops Sianagi this time from Matic.
That's the backup technique, that one. Just to unsettle her opponents. Uchimata is the favourite. Oh, couldn't come up with something on the way down.
Good attacking stuff, though, from Matic. Really good. You know, and the nice thing about this is that they are trying to throw for Ippon. Matic coming forward, so determined in her face there. She just wants to get hold of Kliss, and she wants to throw. But Kliss also dangerous as well.
I like the left-sided Kosodagari as a setup for Matic. She just gave us one little look at it there, and I think that unsettled Kliss. You need to be working more with the feet.
Oh, Uchigari! Starting to work her way ahead of this now. 1 minute 51. Yeah, and that's exactly what Kliss's coach is saying. You've got to go forwards, look for the Sianagi. She gets a Shido, so she's down now. Matic winning. Now Matic, has she got the Shimiwaza? Has she got the strangle on? Needs to throw the hips forwards, and that is actually a Kurieri. I used to think, well, it's a Koshijimi there, but a Kurieri because the other hand is round the leg at the same time. It's a Kurieri that she was doing there, and Yamashita used to do exactly the same. The great Yamashita.
Tidy up here. Just beginning to look a little bit tired here, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matic giving it everything. She really is. The attack rate, tremendous. Ouchi again. Driving techniques here. It's left against right. That's why she keeps hooking that leg in first of all. Doesn't want to fully commit with a direct Uchimata. Oh, she's got taken down, but just on her backside. Has to be on the side, don't forget, so no score. How close is that?
So I'd like to see Matic when she's up on her feet attacking, you know, with left-sided Kosodagari. She's got that leg sticking out there, Kliss. It's get that out of the way. Remove that as a threat.
What a great match this is. Good final. Good from tactical point of view, and they're both going for Ippon as well. Another good attack there from Matic. She is down and out. She's definitely feeling the pace here.
Oh.
That's going to be a Shido. Should be. She didn't rotate there.
Lucky to get back up on her feet very quickly.
I didn't think well, I thought that should be an immediate Shido. She didn't get the rotation. We've seen Shidos given for less.
Kliss should have pulled away there instead of engaging on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you. She should have given a chance to get the Shido. That's what should have happened. 12 seconds to go. Kliss coming forwards. A good one.
A good one at the end. Yeah, she needed one good attack. And that ends it.
Ah, the crowd celebrate. Sister celebrates as well. But the crowd celebrate. Look at that. The fans can't wait for her to get to them there for the autographs. And that was a really good match, Sheldon. It really was. It wasn't the most technical, but certainly from a fighting perspective, Both of them absolutely going for it from the heart, absolutely.
And that's not a fully fit Barbara Matic. She was hoping to get to the podium because she said herself that she's not in the best condition. She's limping heavily. You can see the strapping on the right foot. She had to dig deep there to win that for the crowd. Yeah, that's gone. She's saying, I had nothing left, it's busted, that's it. You know, I'm out.
Well, you know, when you come off winning the gold medal, not altogether happy with the way you performed. Like you said, a little bit about the ankle as well. That's on your mind, isn't it? And you know that it's going to swell up and it's going to give you hell tonight.
Yeah.
She won't sleep with that. They'll be throbbing like mad. But she doesn't. She won't care because it's in front of a home crowd, and a well-deserved gold medal there for Croatia. And wow, come to me, as Sister says.
No, I'm busy, I know.
Yeah.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category coming up now. Let's take a look at the final medal placings then. Well, at least the presentation. Right, the bronze medals go to Sukrob Tursunov of Uzbekistan and to Arbikam Koyev of Russia. Silver medal goes to Tommy Macias of Sweden. The gold medal goes to Dmitro Kanivets of Ukraine.
Well-deserved gold medal for Kanivets. It was pretty tight.
Yeah, he gave him a good go, didn't he?
Yeah, he did give him a good
Single
go.
slip.
Yeah, just one slip. Got taken down onto his side there for the Yuko score. That's all that Kanivets needed, and it was enough to win him the gold medal. But good experience, certainly. Tommy Macias of Sweden, first time in a Grand Prix final, and great for him to pick up valuable world ranking points.
And now the national anthem of Ukraine. Just off to the right of the podium, we've got an area where all the youngsters are corralled and waiting for autographs. Well, Barbara Matic managed to sign a couple of them anyway before she wandered off. And then her sister came and took over from her. Said, okay, I'll sign them then. Tursunov and Kamkoyev were the bronze medal winners. Macias got in there for the silver, but it was Kanivets who took the gold. Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 81 kilo category. Jakub Kubiniec of Poland faces teammate Damian Szwanowicki. It's Kubiniec in the white judo gi. Szwanowicki in blue in an all Poland head-to-head.
Yeah, and all Poland head-to-head, just to sort out who else is going to go on the trips, I would think. I think that's a lot to do with it. And of course, we've got Kubinek of Poland, world rank 67 here.
Well, if this is anything like the Lapinagov Kubetsov contest that we saw early on, this will be a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, the head-to-heads, of course, that we just saw there on the board were, well, it's nothing to do with their local head-to-heads. They probably fought each other quite a few times.
Well, I don't know about you, Neil, but if I was a betting man, I think I'd go for the Pole in this one.
I do think that Poland are going to get a medal. Szwanowicki straight into the attack. Kubinek in white, Szwanowicki in blue, and now he's in trouble here. Started in, and the referee allowing it to go out as well.
Szwanowicki, my weight training partner.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now then, oh, that was a good counter. That was brilliant stuff. That was a Yuko, was it? Or was Zari? Brilliant was Zari, that one. Yeah, absolutely. Took him over. Tried the pickup there and got countered. Szwanowicki just countered him with the Uchimata. Real opportune stuff, that. And that was what judo is all about. Sometimes it can happen and it just needs to be a couple of centimetres off the ground. But you turn it and it's still you initiating the technique and it will be your score. Let's have a look at that. So tries for the pickup and then Uchimata Kochi and just takes him, redirects him onto his back. Wasn't quite with both the shoulder blades hitting the deck, otherwise it might have been a bit more. Sumigaeshi this time. Well, I wouldn't think there's any coaches anywhere near. They'll just let them get on with this. I wonder if they warmed up together.
It's possible that they'd done that this morning.
Yes.
Later on, they'll got further and further away, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. Well, absolutely dominating this. Szwanowicki definitely dominating not only the grips but also the direction of the techniques as well. He's the lower ranked from world ranking point of view of the two, 153 on the world rankings. That's going to change quite dramatically after this match. Kubinek is 67 in the world rankings. Gets a second Shido as well. So the Shidos on your board, of course, 4 of those Hans Sokamaki, as we all know, but they can make a difference to the contest. Dominance of the grips and a little bit of a clash there of ankles. Almost heard that there, up in the commentary position here. Just an accident, wasn't intentional, not in any way. Well, you'll be surprised to know I've just put down a bronze medal here for Poland.
I think you might be right. Neil's prediction are pretty good. But this one, I think.
I like to bet on a winner.
Oh.
Look at that. That was close again, wasn't it? Kubinic doesn't really know what to do with him. Actually gave a Yuko score for that, the referee, but that was taken off. It's just been taken off. So again, the gripping strategies winning out because he's just dominating and attacking first off. Oh, that's going to be a penalty straight away. Can't do that. Referee's got to give it. Shido up to there. Swazanitsky just rotated. No hands. Got to take your opponent with you. Well, 1 minute just to go in this contest, bronze medal match in this under 81 kilograms. Nice to see they've got a bit of depth though, the Poles in under 81 kilograms.
Who was it, the last Polish fighter at under 80? Robert Krawczyk. He was a good boy, wasn't he? He was world champion 1 year.
Not senior world champion, he was junior. And also, of course, there was, I'm just thinking now, another fighter there. His father was was European champion as well.
Wiesław Błach.
There we go.
Yeah. He was president of the Polish Judo Association for a while.
Correct.
And then the son came up, Lucas Błach. He was a good boy.
So 32 seconds left of this bronze medal match. It's Swazanitsky winning by the Wazari on the board. A well-timed Uchimata. Ouchigari. Some people will be coming through going, it was more like Ouchigari, but sometimes it's a bit of a mix, actually. I sometimes call certain throws and it'll be a mixture of 2 or 3. 14 seconds. Kubinic comes forwards. Second penalty, is it? Swazanitsky gets a second as well. He won't matter. That won't matter to him. He's got a big score on the board. 5 seconds left, and another clash, I think, on that ankle. Won't bother him so much. I think Kubinic knows that it's going away from him here. Swazanitsky wins the bronze.
Yeah, I had elevated Robert Krawczyk to a position that he didn't quite fully deserve. He'd been a bronze medalist at the World Championships. That was back in Osaka in 2003, and it was the European Championships that he'd won in Belgrade in 2007.
Yeah, and of course now with the Belgians. He's with the Belgian team.
Sorry about that, Robert. I tried to give you something, but there you go. It wasn't quite in my gift, that one. What was it that we had in Osaka that won quite surprisingly and we didn't see again? It was a German boy, wasn't it?
Yes, I know who you're on about. Won the world title, never came back, never saw him again.
And it could be that he'd won in that weight category as well.
I think it was 81 kilograms, for sure. Well, that's nice to see, just helping his teammate off there. Training buddies, probably, and... well, I'm going to have a little guess here that they definitely did warm up together. And then decided...
They're that close.
Yeah, they decided just to get it on. Yeah, good stuff.
Florian Vanner.
That's it, Vanner.
Florian Vanner. Yeah, he was the one who came up there once. There's the score, 0.
Yeah,
right. I'm okay with that.
Great Kouchi, wasn't it? It was the change of direction, actually, and almost just pulled that leg through and the Kouchi and managed to get the score. Change of direction, good control with the hands, and that's what it was all about there. control him with the hands, directing him exactly where he wanted him. 2 matches left in this second day of competition and in this last category, under 81 kilograms.
Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 81 kilo category. Bojan Dozen of Serbia will go up against Aslan Lapinigov of Russia. It'll be Dozen in the white judogi, Lapinigov in blue. And we're just seeing Shvanovitsky and Kubienic walking off there. Yeah, good man.
Well, there could be possibly 2 Russians on this rostrum. Lapinigov is there, and he's going to be wearing blue and Dosen in white. Little bit of a battle, wasn't it? Kubetsov and Lapinigov in that semi-final match.
He's been a busy boy, hasn't he? Guerrino Di Patra, the referee. They like him.
Leading by example, which is good. And of course, he was one of the 20 that was so evident in the build-up to the Olympic Games. Well, Russia haven't got a gold medal yet in this tournament. They've got 3 silvers, 3 bronzes, so I'm sure that they'll be putting high hopes on Kubetsov in that final.
Kubetsov will be a little bit further down in the warm-up area. They'll probably just bring him to the edge of the map now with his opponent Choknai Laszlo waiting to come on now at the end of the competition hall, and he can have a good look at his teammate Lapinagov.
Left-handed fighter, Lapinagov, and as his arm started to come over there, Dosen just tried the Yoko Toshi, the side sacrifice, just dropped underneath the arm. Both of them holding left to left. Front leg, of course, a little bit dangerous. Don't want to attack the front leg. It's one of those situations where the front leg is the thing that you want them to hook round. Pretty tempting as well. Well, which is why you see the combinations like hitting the back leg and getting them to take a step first.
Lapinagov sizing up that left side of Dozen.
Yeah, you're right, but it's the change of direction that actually scores. Have a look at him setting it up now, and that arm there around the back is what he's setting it up with now. Has he got the shimmy? Was he might just have that? That might be on. And that started inside. That's underneath the neck there. The referee letting it carry on. And how far have they got to go outside? He's got to submit. They almost went the complete distance outside that area. Great stuff. Let it carry on.
Super work. And we were saying, oh, they like the referee. They put him in the middle again. Now you know why.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, it's all about continuous newaza, progressive newaza, and that was a really good bit of transition from Lapinagov.
The fact that he taps out here tells you that the shimiwaza was on. And you want it left, you want it to continue in the event that it is on. Well, we got the proof of the pudding. He tapped out.
Well, he did, and it was interesting to see. It started inside, obviously went outside, but it nearly went the whole 2 meters there.
Yep.
In fact, it's not 2 meters, it's 4 meters. 2 lots of mat areas, and they nearly went right the way outside of it there. And that was a great win there for Lapinagov, and another medal for the Russian contingent that are here. 7th medal in all. They're guaranteed an 8th as well. Is that going to be a gold or silver? We'll see in a minute. Let's have a little look, though, just to see how he got into that, because that was a terrific bit of transition. dominated. Look at the Sianagi, failed Sianagi there. He's round the neck. He goes round to the other side here. Kurieri Jimmy is the name. And you can see there, he gets the slide. Then it turns into a koshi, but he's nearly off the area. Not quite. Had to submit. It was that. Or, well, he could have gone unconscious as well. Nobody wants to see that. So had to submit in the end. Great aerial view there. Look at the rotation he gets. Just changing the angle and changing the hips in order to get the leverage.
He could have crawled all the way to Rijeka. That wasn't. He wasn't going to get away from
well,
that.
I think he did as well. It was almost there, wasn't he? It was tremendous stuff. It really was. It was a great transition. It was a failed Sianegi, and Dosen made a mistake. And of course, Lapinidov was jumping all over it. He was straight in there.
Right, we come now to the final of the under 81 kilo category. The last contest of the day. Alan Kubetsov of Russia faces Choknai Laszlo of Hungary. It'll be Kubetsov in the white judogi, Choknai in blue. And don't worry if Neil calls him Chucky. He's perfectly happy with that. Choknai,
It's you that called him Chucky. I said, who's Chucky? Well, Choknai then is, well, one of the top fighters in the world, in the top 20, as is Kubetsov. Kubetsov world ranked 12. They've only met once before. Kubetsov came off the winner there. On current form, I think it could go either way, and I think we got a split camp here in the commentary position here. I think that Choknai probably will get the nod, and my fellow commentator here thinks it might be Kubetsov. So we've both of us thinking that they pretty even. It could go either way.
Andras Cabero is the referee in the middle for this one, and here's Chucky.
Kubetsov in white, and well, Choknai of Hungary in blue.
Lapinagov has given Kubetsov the biggest test of the day, and rather like the contest with Kanivets and the way that he dealt with his contest during the day, I just feel that when the fighters get pressured in a certain way, they respond. And Kubetsov has only done, he's the kind of guy who only does as much as he needs to, and he hasn't looked flashy. As I say, Lapinagov tested him a little bit in a different way to the others. And I think Chucky's going to test him. I just got that feeling that he's going to be up to it.
I think you're absolutely right. I think he's just going to pile the pressure on here, Choknai. He's going to pile the pressure on, and Kubetsov, though, certainly the better of the technicians here. He has huge Sorisura Komigoshi off the sleeve. Does it to the right, actually, although he's holding left here.
Just heard someone in the audience shout, it must be Hungarian, shouting out, "Get him, Chucky!" So I'm not the only one.
I think it must be you that gave him that nickname. No, almost there with that Yoko Tomonagi, wasn't he? Broke the balance, Choknai of Kubetsov. So again, dominating the sleeve here, Kubetsov, but needs to put the attacks in.
Yeah, he's a little bit reactive at the moment, and there he reacted well, almost coming up with the Ashiwaza for a score. They put a Yuko on the board.
Yeah, gets the Yuko, and so Kubetsov ahead here. Choknai just a little bit off balance when he came in there. I think we might see it back in slow motion here, just to have a quick look at it. Tries the Tayatoshi. He was quite a bit off with that Tayatoshi. And yeah, good score there, right on the side.
Initially down onto the elbow, but down onto the side. He gets a bit of the thigh there as well. So I think, yeah, good one. Mr. Cabero calling that one correctly, from Guatemala. Long way to come, isn't it?
Well, I think that's the thing about Chokanai. Chokanai will have to go in 100%. When he hesitated there, he hesitated just a little bit. It wasn't 100% commitment, and he paid the price for it. Got to go in 100% as if you're going to throw for Ippon. It is shown about self-belief.
Well, he's one of the bravest fighters on the circuit. He bangs around with some of the 100-kilo fighters during the training sessions. Plenty of spirit.
Well, Gabetto are looking for the turnover. Needed to get underneath, get his hips underneath his opponent before that even started. 3 minutes gone. Chokanai has to come forwards. It's up to him now. Shido there, Kubetsov just holding the end of the sleeve.
Shaking the head from Kubetsov as if to say, not me. It wasn't me.
It must have been somebody else.
I was going to say, someone looked just like you then.
Well, Chokanai, I have to say, never for 1 second looks as if he's going to throw for Ippon, but now starting to chase him. Got to be careful of the hugging Ko Soto. Make sure that he's got one hand on first before he even attempts it. Second one up for Kubetsov. One more, and he could be in trouble here.
And there's plenty of time left on the clock as well. Well over a minute left. This is a better position for Kubetsov. Work away on the ground, burn a little of the clock up. Chucky doesn't want to know anything about it.
He runs back to the middle, needs to really put him under pressure. I think if I was his coach, I'd be saying you've got to keep pushing forwards all the time. Well, he hasn't attacked for at least a minute here, Kubetsov, not done a thing. So, in danger of scoring Ippon.
I don't believe that.
Great Yoko Otoshi there, off to the side, takes him over for a Wazari. Beautiful change of direction there from Kubetsov.
It was so neat. Where did that come from?
Well, just change of direction, went over the other flank there. Video referee having a look at it. I thought it was an Ippon personally, and I'm the first one to say, well, I didn't think it was quite there, but I thought that it warranted Ippon. So I think that they're going to have a look at it. They're going to let it carry on. So a Wazari, but a well-deserved one. 22 seconds left on the clock here. Kubetsov just needs to block out now. And I've got to agree with you, Sheldon, 100%. Chokanai never even looked as if he was in this match. And I don't think he really believed he was going to win it.
Goes for the big bear hug. Anything will do now.
Yeah, but you can't do the bear hug. So, I mean, it's Shido a couple of times there, possibility. Kubetsov wins it. And Sheldon was right, I was wrong. And he wins the gold medal.
Kubetsov was asked to do, because of the state of the contest, on a couple of occasions, a couple of things. And he only did them when he had to. As he got chased and, Chokanai was putting that little bit of pressure on, he sat down. Really, that was beautifully executed. When you see the replay, if you call him out to do a demonstration for you in the middle, you're not going to call him back and say you didn't do it well. I think it was beautifully executed. Maybe there wasn't the speed. Maybe it was lacking in a little bit of speed, or maybe he just rolled him. But I thought it was really well executed. Because we've only had one look at it. But for me, that epitomized Kubetsov's approach to his judo. Only what I need to do.
Well, he did that, didn't he? Just let's have a little look how he just goes. Well, Yoko Otoshi, beautiful execution of Yoko Otoshi. Like Sheldon said, just made it look so simple. Directs it over with the hands, doesn't he?
Well, what's wrong? What's wrong about that?
Well, I like I said to you, I'm the first one to say, well, well done, but I think he just about had enough pressure on that to give an ippon, and
I love
certainly
this.
it was halfway between an ippon and a wazari and an ippon, but it was beautifully executed.
Yep.
And
He had the movement beautifully. He got this really nice.
could have been kata, couldn't it? And, well, if that wasn't an ippon, I thought ippon. But anyway, gives the wazari. Wazari was enough. He had a yuko and a wazari up there. And you're absolutely right, Sheldon. He had enough in the tank there just to take him through.
And it's like, don't ask me to do any more than I have to.
And he didn't. He didn't.
Right. Let's have a look at the medal winners in the under 70 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Anka Pogacnik of Slovenia and to Alexandra Samadzic of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Silver medal goes to Katarzyna Klis of Poland. The gold medal goes to Barbara Matic of Croatia.
Well, that was a very popular win, wasn't it? My goodness, crowd are on their feet, absolutely behind Barbara Matic, and a well-deserved medal that was. She really ground away, didn't she? She just went to work. It wasn't the technically best final we've seen, but they both worked very, very hard for that. Matic just had too much in the end.
Matic gave the home crowd exactly what they had come here for. Gold medal. And I dare say that they'll be hoping for more of the same when the sister takes to the mat tomorrow, Brigitte Matic, in the under 78 kilo category. And now the national anthem of Croatia.
So everybody celebrates, and of course now the family picture as always. So everybody, confirmation then of all of the medals, and we have Pogacnik of Slovenia, and we've got Smajic of Bosnia there with the bronze medals. The silver medal goes to Katarzyna Klis of Poland, and of course to Barbara Matic, the gold medal, and the whole crowd here celebrate with Barbara Matic. Great win.
They're also all piling out now.
Well, let's hope they just stay for a little bit longer. We've got one more.
Poor old Kubetsov.
Yeah, we've got one more medal ceremony to come, and we'll celebrate the winners of the medals in the under 81 kilos category.
We'll be here, pal. We'll stick with you. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from today's judo. Right, Daniel Lascal is down at the far end of the competition hall getting ready to make the medal presentations, and the first of the bronze medals goes to Aslan Lapinigov of Russia, and standing side by side with him is Damian Shvanovitsky of Poland, limping up onto the podium. Silver medal goes to Choknai Laszlo of Hungary, a really spirited effort, but he came up against a top man today, Alan Kubetsov of Russia, and the gold medal is placed around his neck by Daniel Lascal.
Yeah, tremendous technique. Yoko Otoshi, just absolutely classical, brilliantly executed. As Sheldon said, he just did what he had to do, didn't he? He got better and better, actually, throughout the day, and got stronger. What depth they have in this category, Russia.
The checks and flowers are being presented by Krasimir Vil, the general manager of the local sponsors, Autoville. Had a nice chat with him during the break. And now the national anthem of Russia.
First gold medal for Russia at this tournament. Well-deserved one too, putting them into third place, but when it comes to the amount of medals they've won, they already have 8 medals in all. 1 gold, 3 silver and 4 bronze medals, but it only puts them into third place behind France and, of course, Poland. So confirmation, Lapinigov of Russia gets the bronze. Swarzenitsky of Poland also gets the bronze, and Swarzenitsky gets the silver, and of course Kubetsov of Russia the gold. Well, after day 2 here in Zagreb, Poland lead in the medals, but it's nice to once again see the medals spread over so many countries. Many new fighters here featuring regularly. Over the next 4 years they're going to feature all the time with their head-to-head, and who knows, achieve Olympic glory. 5 categories still to come tomorrow, so join Sheldon and I at the same time tomorrow for more great judo action. Until then, from both of us here, it's goodbye for now.